valedictorian who will now address you. Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening, honored guests, administrators, teachers, proud parents, invited guests, and fellow graduates. Thank you for joining us on this special night of celebration. To the class of 2006, we finally made it. And tonight we celebrate. We celebrate as students of Thistletown for one last time. However, we could not have made it here by ourselves. Many thanks are due to our vast support network, which includes our parents, our teachers, and our friends. First of all, our parents. They were with us from the very beginning. Armed with Band-Aids, awful tasting medicines, and baby wipes in case some accident occurred. Later on, they woke us up when studying became too intense. And of course, they gave advice that sometimes we didn't listen to. But seriously, parents, and by the word parents, I mean anyone who has provided us with the guidance that we needed to become the successful individuals that we are today. Parents will always be there, and many of them cherish this moment far more than you do. So to all those in attendance tonight who acted as parental figures in our lives, on behalf of the graduating class of 2006, I thank you for your unconditional love and for your continuous heartfelt support. Well, not only did our parents help us, but the mere fact that we attended Thistletown Collegiate in the first place was a big step in getting here. You remember in grade 8 when we had to choose between so many different schools? Well, that's rather obvious, or else we wouldn't be the graduating class of Thistletown. The only reason I mention this is that I almost attended West Humber Collegiate Institute. that was a close one. That was a close one. Now, don't get me wrong. West Humber is also a very fine school. But let's face the facts. It pales in comparison to Thistletown. Although the buildings are of similar quality, and the sports teams are just as competitive, one aspect separates TCI not only from West Humber, but from every school, I would say, in the world. You know what that is? It's the teachers. I bet you didn't see that coming. Passing on to us vital knowledge and instilling in us good habits so that we may prosper at the post-secondary level was only part of our teachers' contributions to our development. They made classes fun by pitting us against each other in heated debates and allowing us to be creative during projects. The Wonderland Physics Trip, the Holocaust Survival Conference, and the Body World exhibit are just a few examples of memorable field trips which our teachers used to broaden our horizons. But when we talk about teachers, we also remember the times that they killed us with assignments and buried us with homework. But it would seem that they taught us vital survival skills. For after being killed and buried, we are still here. More importantly, our educators were always ready and willing to lend an ear when we approached them with personal problems. It did not matter if they had taught us 4 classes, 1 class, or none at all. We had access to them. If it wasn't for many teachers supporting me and requesting that I engage in a host of activities, I would not have become the person speaking to you today. We, the student body, thank all of TCI's teachers for being great educators both inside and outside the classroom. Although teachers and parents have been key to our success, we must not forget the purpose of this night, which is to honor our graduates. Graduates, as we sit here poised in anticipation of the future, it seems only natural that we reflect on our past. For it was not long ago that we timidly walked into the grand halls of this building. Grade 9 was, of course, very memorable. Being pushed through the halls by what appeared to be seas of students, trying to read that crazy map of the school and hoping to reach classes early and claim a back row seat. Of course, there were those trivial competitions that we had, where we would give reasons to why each of the feeder schools was better. For example, we'd compete and say the Elms was great, Beaumont was great, West Humber Junior, Humberwood, and any other school that we might have originated from. In grade 9, we thought only if we could make it to grade 10, it would be a crowning achievement. In grade 10, deeper friendships were formed. We met some of our best friends during this year. We started to become united as a class, and many of us embarked on our journeys to become future leaders and constructive members of society. We grew confident in our abilities to accept cultural and social differences and press towards our individual and collective goals. Grade 11 was marked by the sudden discovery of the library. You know, the place with books? We formed study groups and began to put more stress on academics than ever before, almost to the point where we forgot about our Saturday morning cartoons. Grade 11 can be summed up as an academic awakening. But of all the years at Thistletown, grade 12 was the most magical. Our bonds became even stronger as we matured into seniors. We shared the stresses of filling out university applications and the joys of getting our acceptances. And who could forget prom night, a most enchanting evening, seeing everyone all dressed up and partying with fellow classmates. And finally, getting to stay out late with our parents' permission. Then there were those memorable moments that occurred annually, such as the athletic banquets, which celebrated the competitive spirit of TCI. Attending the multicultural shows that showcased both the tremendous diversity and the talent of the student population. But even the more mundane tasks made our years better at Thistletown, whether it be playing class-wide games of president, or just hanging out in the halls, talking with our peers, or reading manga comic books. Truly, all our friends and experiences that came about because of Thistletown will remain with us for the rest of our lives.
Yes, it will.
Well, graduating class, this is it. So many memories to dwell on, but time and tide waits on no one. The reality is now upon us that this phase of our lives has passed. It is now time, my fellow graduates, to focus on the future. I indulge your thoughts for a brief moment more, for the words of this poem, author unknown, I believe accurately conveys the situation we are in today. If there was ever a time to dare, to make a difference, to embark on something worth doing, it is now. Not for any grand cause, but for something that tugs on your heartstrings. Something that's your inspiration. Something that is your dream. You owe it to yourself to make these days count. Have fun, dig deep, stretch, dream big. Know though that things worth doing seldom come easy. There will be good days, and there will be bad days. There will be times when you want to turn around and pack it up. Time to call it quits. But I urge you, persevere. Because with an idea, determination, and the right tools, you can do great things. Let your instincts, your intellect, and your heart guide you. Trust. Believe in the incredible power of the human mind, of doing something that makes a difference, of working hard, of laughing and hoping, of lazy afternoons, of lasting friends, of all the things that will cross your path.